Welcome everybody to episode 3 of Founders Untold. We have Sophie Moenter here today, from the founder, creator, inspiration behind everything, behind Paloma House and much more. Welcome, Sophie.
Thank you so much for having me.
So today I want to get started with, obviously Paloma House is a beautiful place, and we'll insert some B-roll here so you guys can actually see what it is that I see and feel here. I walked into a lion's den. Sophie will tell you a little bit more about its woman everything concept. And I was the one man that walked into the building. But I immediately got greeted with a hug and got welcomed into this beautiful place. And it is astounding. So Sophie, first start by telling us a little bit about Paloma House, the concept, everything about it. And then I want to hear the story to Paloma House.
So Paloma House is essentially it's a social house for women. We have...
So like Soho for mommies?
Sure.
Okay.
We could do that. Mommies and women. You don't have to be, have to be a mom to be here, but we wanted to create a space that women could come and feel safe and supported. And so we do a lot of different things here. Okay. A lot of different things.
So walk us through that.
So our first floor is our social lounge. So we have lots of different social events that we host for women. We have our book clubs and happy hours and craft nights and game nights. We're going to learn how to play mahjong, apparently.
Oh, so that's like the rage these days.
That's what I've heard. So we're going to, have game nights. We host family days here as well on the weekends. So all things about creating community is really at the heart of what Paloma House is. In addition to all the social things we do, we have a wellness center downstairs. So we have 6 instructors right now on staff, and we do everything from mat Pilates to pre and postnatal yoga to baby wearing dance classes. Nice. And all the things to help get women moving and feel they can show up as they are in the workout class. And then we have a whole co-working floor upstairs. That's where we are right now.
Beautiful.
So we
Very
have co-working.
Space.
Thank you. And then we also have on-site providers as well. So we've got 7 on-site providers here that are operating their businesses that all support women in one way, shape, or form. So it's like Disney World for women, pretty much.
And I think you kind of left out maybe a little something. It's kind of like a beautiful wedding venue too, wouldn't you say?
It is a beautiful wedding venue. Yes, we have 2 acres of space. We've got 5,500 square feet of pavers and all the aesthetic things that a photographer would pick for a wedding venue is here.
Absolutely. And so you've obviously brought that to the space. How many people would you say they could comfortably host for a wedding reception here at Paloma House?
Oh gosh. So I would love to start around the 125 range, but at our grand opening, we're expecting over 400 people to come by.
That's
amazing.
And so what is the grand opening? Because we're going to hopefully launch this episode right about at the same time. So it was supposed to be this past weekend. We are currently here at the start of February 2026. And Tampa, St. Pete decided to get frozen this weekend.
Yes, it was like wind chill of 17, and the theme for the grand opening is Mediterranean Day Club. So I felt like our tropical house music, the boozy popsicles, the bar scene couldn't really be enjoyed with that temperature.
Yeah, you needed some more authentic Florida weather.
Yeah, exactly. So we rescheduled it for Sunday the 22nd from 1 to 5.
Nature rescheduled it. You just adapted to nature.
I pivoted. Yeah.
Pivot. All right. So grand opening, the 22nd of February. And actually you were telling me the concept of the grand opening and how you're going to have it laid out. So talk to me a little bit about that, because I thought that was truly, truly unique.
Yeah, so our grand opening, it's not only a way for us to celebrate opening Paloma House and everything that we're able to bring to the female community of Tampa Bay, but we are also going to showcase what a wedding could look like here. So we will have a full ceremony set up. We'll have a full reception set up. We've got the bar, we've got the DJ, we've got the food. We'll also have a bride and groom. We're doing a styled shoot in the morning. Yeah. So I'll be doing all the...
Are they paid actors or somebody getting a free ceremony out of this?
They are not. They actually, it's Mimi, who is our member experience coordinator and my assistant. Okay. So she is going to put on a wedding dress that we got from Elliott James Bridal. Shout out Mackenzie for donating the dress. And her husband actually just got married a couple weeks ago. So they're just getting to renew their vows a couple weeks later. So we're just showcasing really what this could look like for your wedding. And then also celebrating opening Paloma House and celebrating all of the women-owned businesses that are operating here, because a lot of them are brand new businesses. And I really wanted to showcase and celebrate that they took a chance on themselves.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And my wife is a solopreneur and has her own business. And she's been watching your brand closely. She watched the Mom Collective grow.
Yep.
And it's truly been inspiring. I got goosebumps. It's incredible. I love that you've done that. But this isn't day one, right? You have a story that brought you here. And this is kind of, along the path to your peak, because I know this isn't the all-time high. You've kind of mentioned some bigger plans already.
Yep.
But I want to take it all the way back. So Sophie and I met at UF in college.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. And we won't say exactly how many years ago, but it was, we have somebody in the room that was telling us they went to Gasparilla this weekend, and we were both like, we could never.
Yeah.
And then that's how we realized our age.
2+ hands ago.
Yeah. Just a couples.
You wouldn't tell from the Botox though.
Botox, really? I can't even tell.
Thank you.
You look great, girl. Whatever. So talk to us. You started as a very overqualified teacher after a master's at UF, right? A master's in education, and you went into education. So take us through day one, professional Sophie. What's gone through her head? Where did she start? Why did she start there? What drove her there? And walk me through the story of how eventually we got to where we are today.
Yeah. So I always thought I would be a teacher growing up. I remember watching Matilda as a kid, and I loved Miss Honey. And I thought that the way that she, the aura that she had on this movie was amazing. And I wanted to be that Miss Honey teacher. And so I thought that my life looked like a wife, a mom, a teacher, and that was what I needed to do. Sure. And so I went to Florida, got my master's and my bachelor's in education, and then started teaching first grade. And I
At
felt
what age?
like
straight
I
out
was
of school,
a kid.
22 years old?
22. I was actually doing my master's while I did my first year teaching. So I was in school full time and teaching as well. And I felt like I was a kid right alongside them. But I loved it. I really loved building the relationships with the kids and with their parents, and really making an impression on these young minds. As the corny sayings go, I love the light bulb going off in their head, and being that person for them. And I really did love it. I taught at several schools in the Pinellas County area, but I really struggled with feeling like my relationships with the kids could only really go so far, because I had to stick to specific standards for schooling. So,
because you were in the public school system at this time.
Yeah, public school system. And, there's a lot of things that behind the scenes teachers have to do, and that teachers have to make sure that they're staying aligned with, you're teaching this page to this page on this day. And for me, I really struggled with not always being able to do what was best for the kids. And so there's that inner struggle, like you have to stick to the curriculum. Yeah.
But some kids need either more time, more attention, or they're just not learning that way, right? So you were adapting then.
Yeah.
At 20 something years old.
Yep.
Teaching children.
And teachers, it's pretty well known, teachers are not paid well. And I was only 22. I think I was making $38,000 my first year.
Big bucks.
Yeah. I don't know how I afforded to do anything. But I loved having that career as a teacher, but I always felt that drive to do more. And that's what led me to my next
So that got
corporate
you
adventure.
into, I think before even your new adventure, you got addicted to working out. Would you say that's a fair?
Yes. So when I was a teacher, I started taking Orange Theory classes with my sister. She encouraged me to start, and then very quickly I became obsessed, drank the Kool-Aid. And then I became
Tough Mudders, Spartan races. I saw the Battle Frog pictures the other day from all of us.
I did beat Mark in the Battle Frog.
I'm not a cardio guy.
I did some, bikini competitions.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
I did all of these things, and I started coaching at Orange Theory. So I was teaching all day, but I was also coaching in the morning and coaching afterwards. And so I've always had that kind of hustle mentality throughout my whole life. And I
feel like the hustle culture gets a bad vibe, but
it does.
Like it's a mindset, right? It's about, wanting more, wanting to change something. What was driving you? Was it just you weren't making enough money as a teacher, or was like being a coach really a passion, like trying to show people to unlock this? Like what was driving you to do Orange Theory on the coach side of things as opposed to just being a fitness freak doing bikini competitions? And because that itself is its own program and enough.
Right.
And you were like, not fun enough. Let me add coaching to this.
Yeah, so you're totally right. The hustle mentality it gets a bad rap. But for me, I've always been a grinder and a hustler and want to be, the hardest worker in the room. My friend Chris always says to be 1% better every day. And I've always kind of lived by that motto, but I loved the coaching piece because I got to really help educate people on the fitness side and on the nutrition side, and I really loved it. But I always felt like I needed to be doing something more than what I was doing as a teacher, even though a teacher is a job and a half in itself. Yeah. I've always had that personality where I needed more.
So you got tired of teaching the alphabet to kids. And so you wanted to teach the ABCs of workout.
Yeah. I mean, I went from my first grade teaching kids how to read to
yelling at people.
Yep.
Encouraging. I'm sorry.
Encouraging would be a better word. Yeah. I was known for my playlists.
Oh, nice.
At Orange Theory. I might come out of retirement and do some coaching here at Paloma House. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the camaraderie. I loved the community. I loved that it wasn't just a show up and do a workout. It really became like a group effort.
Yeah. So what made you leave teaching? Because now you're doing Orange Theory on the side. Not really a side. I mean, how many hours were you doing as an Orange Theory coach?
Oh, I was probably coaching like 10-ish classes a week. Probably.
So between prep, playlist making, you're still putting in 25 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Plus a full-time, time and a half job, like you said, as a teacher.
Yep.
So what made you finally leave teaching in the public school setting?
So when I was going into my 5th year teaching, and I'd gone through some, transitions in my life at that time. And I actually had a friend approach me about his company, and they had a learning and development team. And I, at the time, had no idea what learning and development was.
So for those of the people that still don't know what learning and development teams are, break down for us.
Yeah. So learning and development teams in corporate settings or larger scale companies, they help create the processes and train the employees on how to do their day-to-day jobs. They help with rollouts. They help with new applications that are being used. They help, create milestones for employees to enhance their career. So they do a lot of different things.
So you're saying my 2-week onboarding that I do with my company is probably not enough?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Our onboarding lasts over a year.
Wow.
Or it did at Power Design. And it's an evolution of constantly training the staff. And so I luckily got a job at Power Design, which I absolutely loved and adored. And I was there for 6 years. And it just felt like a good next step for me in my career into, do something a little bit different and teach adult babies instead of 6-year-olds.
They're still babies.
They are.
Yeah. And they probably still have tantrums, and they probably didn't like learning from you either.
Yep. And they allowed me to do all my fun icebreakers and my games that I played with them. And we
so
made
you
it
brought
as
the
fun as we
first
could.
grade classroom into corporate America.
1,000%.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. How many color or like drawings?
We had a lot of poster boards on the wall. A lot of poster boards.
I wish I would get paid to do that.
Pretty fun.
And so, you said 6 years at Power Design.
Yep.
So total 6 years at Power Design. You got into photography while you were at Power Design, right?
Yes.
How did that become about? Because all of a sudden, here's another business, right? So had you stopped coaching Orange Theory at this point when you took the job at Power Design?
Yeah. So I stopped coaching. I was just full-time, full send into Power Design at that time. And about a year and a half, 2 years into working at Power Design, I decided to pick up a camera again for the first time.
Because in college, you were the camera girl.
I was the camera girl, historian of
the historian. I like that.
I was actually the historian.
She was my college historian.
Not just of college experience for most of our friends, but also in high school, I was the historian
Part of the yearbook committee and stuff?
thespians,
actually.
The
thespians.
Yeah, so I made the end of year slideshow and all the things. So I've always been super drawn to, capturing memories and storytelling. And so I picked up a camera again. I got my first one when I was 15, and I just started, taking pictures of family and friends, and one thing led to another, and somebody asked me to take a picture of their family, and boom, another business was born.
So I'm sure that night you were like, LLC, invoice, boom, done.
Yep, exactly.
And so how long into working for Power Design did you formalize your hobby into, let's call it what it is, another side hustle?
Yeah, it was. So I started at Power Design in 2018, and Sophie Natalie Photography was born 2022. Okay. So 4 years.
And did you start, I remember the day, I think you were like a substitute second shooter, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you were supposed to be the second shooter, but all of a sudden you were in this cute little fit with the leather straps and cameras everywhere. And I was like, get it, girl.
Yeah, I, like most things in my life, full send. I was learning from other photographers, and if I've learned anything in entrepreneur life, it's lean on the people around you. And that, that phrase, community over competition, is so true. And especially in the photography space, I had a lot of amazing, other photographers that helped mentor me, and I worked for them. And one thing led to another. And then,
so for the first time, you were the student.
I was the student. Wow. Shout out Katie Harberger.
Hi, Katie,
now Katie Reyes. She and I actually met when we were in 4th grade, and she has been a photographer for years, and she really took me under her wing and taught me so many things. And she really helped me launch this new passion. And within a short few months, we had a full client load.
Awesome. So if you guys are noticing, our photography, our cinematic skills today are a little bit better than episode 2. We're looking to build episode over episode, but she set up all the manual settings on the camera, so I know they look fantastic. Our exposures are great. Our lighting is great. We have beautiful natural lighting here, which really helps too. But now you're a photographer.
Yep.
Not quite full-time, still working at Power Design.
Right. So
when did that take over?
So the year 2023, I was my true first year in business, and I close to met my salary within the first year at Power Design. And so I was like, okay, there's some momentum behind this.
And but that wasn't easy. You're still,
it was a grind.
Photographers are when people aren't working, right? So nights, weekends, mornings, sunrise, sunsets.
You name it. I always say if my eyes are open, I'm working. So, it's
literally what I say.
Is it really?
I swear. Yeah.
That's like my go-to.
When people are like, what are your hours? I'm like, from when my eyes open to my eyes closed.
But what's great is when you are so driven about what you're doing, it doesn't feel that way.
Sure.
You can be tired later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the year 2023, I really just poured everything into it.
2023 was like yesterday.
I know.
Okay.
I know. It's all happened really, really fast. Yeah. I really poured my heart and soul into building this business. I really focused on the relationship piece, and I went from work 8 to 5, and then I would shoot in the evenings or before work. If someone wanted a sunrise session, I would edit all night. I made my website from scratch. I blogged. I did all the social media. I did all the things. slept very few hours that year. Actually, I probably still have slept very few hours since then, but I just poured everything into it. And then by the time 2024 rolled around, that January, I'd already booked my salary for the year.
Okay.
And that was when I made the decision to go full time.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so January 2024, you're full-time photography, which is 2 years ago.
Technically, I put my notice in January, and I didn't leave till May.
Oh, so yeah, let's shorten the timeline even more.
Yeah.
Okay, she's not competitive at all, everybody. Yeah. Sophie for you here.
Sorry.
Humble brag. No biggie. That's my girl. So we're 18 months since you left your corporate job.
Yep.
Sitting in a new venture here, but there's one more chapter there, probably an important chapter. A man came into your life in that last part of the chapter. Then a baby came into your life.
Yes.
And talk to me about how Remy changed the way you operate.
Oh my gosh. That could be a podcast in itself, but my son,
I mean, it's
Remy,
kind of a business if you ask me.
Yeah. This whole thing exists because of him. Remy is 11 months old. He was born in March of last year, and becoming a mom totally changed my life trajectory. It changed the way I think about things. It changed the way that I approach things. And honestly, it really lit a fire in my ass to do more. Which
crazy,
I thought that it was going to be the opposite. I thought that I was going to want to stay home and just snuggle with him. And it actually did the opposite for me. I wanted to bring him along for the ride. And for those of you that know, I baby wore him for every session for the last almost year now. He grew up in the photo studio. He is the reason that this whole business model that we're going to talk about exists.
So after you gave birth to Remy, how much time did you take off? You're a self-employed individual at this point. You have no boss. Nobody's going to tell you to go back to work.
Right.
How much time did you give yourself off?
So I had him on March 8th, which was I think it was a Saturday.
Okay.
I think. And then the 2 Saturdays later, I did a wedding. So
did you say 2 Saturdays? I don't know how many days that is, but 13, 14 days?
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend. And that is definitely not the norm. So I typically don't really talk about that because I don't want people to think that that's normal.
But
I am not normal.
I mean, you're a brand new mom. How did it feel? Did you take him with you to that first?
I didn't. No.
So you walked away from your, let's say 2-week-old baby.
Yeah.
How did that feel? What did that take?
Yeah, a lot. I will say I chose to be a formula mom. So that was a really big decision that I made prior to having him. And that totally changed the way that I was able to build business after that. Because if you know, breastfeeding moms are another level of superheroes. So
shout out to my wife.
Yeah, it is a whole other superhero level. So one, I felt good that I could leave him. Travis was there to help. Travis is the most amazing dad, so I had no worries about leaving him. But
but I was scared at 2 weeks. You're not leaving me alone with a baby at 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
I will say he did have his sister there that day, so he had extra hands on deck. But honestly, for me, one of the things I was the most afraid of when I had him was that I was going to lose my sense of self. Okay. And that was something I really didn't want to lose.
And that's something that my wife is a new mom too. Reagan turns 5 months this coming week. And that's something that she always talks about to me is maintaining her identity, maintaining herself, and not just becoming a mom that only talks about the baby and mom stuff. So I love that for you. Yeah. And I think you kind of doubled down on it. You went all the way. You were not just I don't just want to be a mom. Right. You were I'm going to make it part of my brand. Right. And then build a brand.
Exactly. And I think too, so often, in the media and things, it makes moms are set out to be stay-at-home moms or homemakers, or, they're going to stay home with their kids, which is amazing. My mom did that. And I wouldn't take that back for a second because she was with me my whole life. But there's also there's also the other side of the coin too, where moms can do it all.
Oh yeah.
And I think more should be said for that moms don't need to just be mom to people. They can be boss. They can be business owner. They can be entrepreneur. And
not just moms, but girls too, ladies, right? I'm telling my baby girl all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think, for me, that was really important, especially having a son. I want to show him that moms can be powerful. Women can be powerful, and women can do anything that they set their minds to, and there are no rules. And that's what I love about it.
I got to say, my wife is a total badass, and I've been able to see that. Where you talked about wanting to slow down and it's only accelerated you. Yeah. That's something that we talk about all the time in our house, is like, it seems as though the time that we have to work is more valuable and we want to be more efficient and maximize it. Right. Definitely. Because like, you still want that balance. Like, you don't want to be all in on the business all the time. You still want time with Remy. You still want time with Travis. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And so that division of, hey, now I'm home, I'm present, is still super important, but you also want to be a great business owner. Yeah. The best business owner you can be, yet balancing being the best mom you can be too.
Yeah. And I feel very fortunate that, building this business, Remy comes right alongside me. So I do get, as much time with him as I could possibly want, which is amazing. And I'm very fortunate for that. And that's what I hope to, instill in other women and other moms, that you don't have to choose all the time.
Absolutely. And you could work for yourself and be successful.
That's right.
Yeah. So talk to us about Paloma House, the brand. Was it the Mom Collective before? Is the Mom Collective the same thing? Is its own thing? Clarify that.
So this all started out of my photography studio back in July.
Which you still have.
I do. Okay. I still have.
So you're still booking shoots. You're still
full-time photographer. Yep.
Still, okay. Add that to full-time everything else. Got it. Okay. So that's three full-time jobs presently that I know of?
Yep.
We'll keep adding to the list, I'm sure.
We'll probably add more. But I am being more strategic about my time with the photos this year. And my clients know that. They know that, I'm only shooting on certain times of the day, certain days of the week. And so I'm just being a little bit more intentional with my time. But I started at my photography studio hosting, the idea was to host a mom's night out for moms to get together and just women to get together and have community. And what I found was, when I was pregnant with Remy, I had a built-in community of the women that I grew up with here, but a lot of my clients didn't. And so I kept hearing the same things over and over again, as like, oh, none of my friends have kids yet, or my parents don't live here, or I don't have any siblings here, and they didn't have that community. So I thought, well, my photography studio is a perfect place to host a meetup. It's right in the heart of downtown St. Pete. So I was like, let's do it. And one thing led to another. And that was when, we hosted our first meetup, and then the Mom Collective was born from that. Like any hopefully successful business, there's been some pivots along the way, and I have gotten served a couple cease and desists.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah. So
should we name drop them? Let's call them out, can we? Maybe not.
Yeah. I mean,
who's ceasing and desisting my girl?
So there is this organization called, and
not the same. Thank you. Next. Move on.
So it all got worked out. But they did serve me, or the owner of that organization in California did serve me one. And they do have all across the country. And they do mom meetups and walking things. And the St. Pete one did start in September. So it started after I had started mine. And the two girls, shout out, they run it and they're amazing. They had nothing to do with the cease and desist. And so at that point, I did hire a lawyer, and the lawyer shut it down, and I got to keep the name.
Awesome.
And so there's more. So I did get to keep the name, the Mom Collective. And that's what we were operating under as we were, determining what this building was going to look like. But the original name of the building was not Paloma House. The original name of the building was going to be the Coastal House. Okay. And the reason that it was going to be called the Coastal House is because my studio is the coastal corner. And the idea was that we have evolved into a whole house, not just a corner. But then I got served another cease and desist.
No way.
Yeah.
Tell me it was a different person.
It was a different person. Yes. And it was totally my bad. I didn't even realize that this is a vintage store. Okay. And that was on me. I did not realize. And so
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And so that was like oh shit, we got to pivot. And that's when I, went back to the drawing board, did some soul searching about what we wanted this brand to look like, to feel like, what we wanted the aesthetic to be, how we wanted people to feel when they came in the door. And one of the biggest driving factors for Paloma House was a Mediterranean influence. And in Italian and in Spanish, Paloma means dove. And the image of a dove is often used to represent peace and hope and new beginnings and community. And so that's where
this is your new beginning.
Yeah. So that's where Paloma House came.
I love it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And so let's talk about, the journey to Paloma House, because we're seeing the end result.
Yes.
But where did this idea even begin, right? Yeah. Because you brought together like 9 businesses all in once. That doesn't seem like something that happens overnight. How did you piece this together? Like, what was the inspiration? What was the drive? What was the need? Yeah. Other than, hey, some people want, more of a mom community, which I think is amazing, right? We could touch on that a little bit more as well. But like, why a 2-acre beautiful? I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah. So, actually, I got to give major kudos to my dear friend, Kimmy. She owns Florida Birth Movement. And I actually did her birth movement classes when I was pregnant with Remy. And after he was born, one of her things is she brings food to the new moms. Okay. And she asked me to bring me food. And I said, no, I want to go get drinks. Let's go out instead. And so her and I actually went and we got lunch and we had spritzes and Remy was there. And I started telling her about my new studio that I had rented. And she was looking for a location to host her classes. And so I started real estate agenting for her, trying to find her a location. And then we both kind of realized like, well, why don't we just combine forces and you can host your classes at
So is this all over drinks? Like, I love this. All right.
Hey, an Aperol Spritz really does bring out my creative juices.
That little Spritz sesh is going to go down in the history books. You just watch.
Yes. And so, I scheduled our first mom's night out and Kimmy then started hosting her birth movement classes there. And then she also is the one that created the baby wearing dance classes that we call Tiny Dancers.
Oh,
and it's a Paloma House exclusive created by Kimmy. And
we need to trademark that so nobody sends us a cease and desist.
Yeah. And so I really got to give her so much credit for, sparking that thought in my brain of, okay, if we're going to have this community for moms, what else can we do for women in the area? And so then, we had the dance classes and her movement classes. And then I started hosting Coffee and Connections. I started hosting the Moms Night Outs. I started hosting every other Monday was a co-working day at the studio. And so I had desks in there. And so women could come with their babies and work. It all kind of spiraled from there. And that was when we came up with the phrase, the Mom Collective. Okay. The idea was it was a collective of different things that all happen under one space. But I had said to Kimmy and some of the other women that were a part of the group that, I wanted something bigger because my studio was only 500 square feet and we very quickly outgrew that. And I said, moms don't want to go somewhere stale. They don't want to go somewhere commercial. Women don't want to go and meet up at WeWorks. Right. And so I said, what I want next is a house. And I said, my idea is that I could create a space where women could come, work, get the services they need, work out. So I was also bringing in my love of the fitness side. Originally, my plan was to have my photography studio here. I thought we could do so many things in one space. And I started searching on the internet, and this property was listed for lease on LoopNet.
Okay.
But there was no contact information at that time. It was like as if the pictures were still there, but it had been taken down. And so I went to the property appraiser. I figured out who owned the LLC, and then and then I went to Sunbiz and I found the owner of the LLC, and I DM'd her on Facebook.
Nice.
And I said,
and when was this? Give us like a timeline.
That was August 23rd, I think, something around there.
Of 2025.
August. Yeah.
Okay. So 6 months ago, not even 5.
Yeah. And I just said, hey, I have a concept for women. I don't know if you own this property still, but I'd love to chat with you if you're willing to.
And was it closed down at that point? Like there was nothing operating here?
Yeah, she had her office here, but she originally, she was running it as an event venue, and then she kind of closed that part of the business. And I think she was trying to lease like some of the spaces out, but wasn't really sure what to do with it.
Because this is a big space. How many square feet under air, more or less?
Between the 3 buildings, it's almost 8,000.
Yeah, it's no small place.
Yeah.
And then 2-acre lot?
Almost, yeah.
Almost 2 acres. 5,500 square feet of pavers. Is that what you told me earlier? Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice dance floor. A little wedding reception little area.
We've got a lot of incredible things. And when I saw the pictures of this place, it truly was like a diamond in the rough in St. Pete. It's very rare that you find property, especially in the heart of the city. And so when I found it, and I, started making my own little business plan before I even talked to Travis, my husband. And my friend Debbie is one of the VPs of the Bank of Tampa. And before I even approached the previous owner, I asked her to meet with me to see if this was even feasible.
Sure.
I didn't know if I was crazy.
Because you were looking to buy it.
Well, at first I was looking to lease it.
Okay.
And so I thought I was going to be leasing the property. Debbie and I sat and we ran the numbers, and we looked at what, I explained my business plan to her with the memberships and the wellness classes. But then I also thought, with this space, we could host events here, baby shower, bridal shower, birthday parties, weddings. And I thought, I could keep things as affordable for women as possible and make up the rest of the money through events. That was always my plan, which is still the plan. And that's how we've approached this whole business model. But I then called our financial advisor after we walked the property. Travis was like, okay, wow, this is a lot better than I thought it was. Like pictures don't do it justice. You have to be here to really feel it. And I texted my financial advisor and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. And he sends me back, what now? Because he knows that, and he's a good friend. Shout out Jorge. And I called him and he let me talk for 30 minutes as I, spilled my guts about everything I was thinking.
Gave me your verbal business plan?
And then he goes, no. And I was like, crushed. I'm like, that's it. My dream is done. What's my next dream, I guess? I don't know what's going to happen. And he says, you are not leasing this. I can't let you pour your heart and soul into a place that you don't own. We're going to buy it.
Dale Jorge. All right.
So
good
major shout
buddy.
out to Jorge. And I was kind of gobsmacked because I was like, I didn't know if this was feasible for us and what that even looked like. And my husband being a senior project manager and running very tight budgets, I had a 5-hour long financial meeting with him and Jorge, and he made me do my whole business proposal to him and present it to him. And it's
a little bit more than a Shark Tank pitch.
Oh yeah. It was a long, long afternoon he wanted to make sure that it all made sense. He had a hard time at first understanding the vision because he couldn't understand that women would want to pay to come to a place with other women.
More women? Oh yeah. They'd pay
and I was like, just trust me.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Literally, just trust me. This is what women want. We want to be around other women. We don't want to go to just a sports bar and meet up. We want to make it in a place that feels beautiful and comfortable. So,
and this isn't just for moms. It is for women.
Yes. Right? Which is also part of the reason that we have sunsetted the name, the Mom Collective, and we're strictly going off of Paloma House.
Got it.
Because this isn't just a space for moms. It's women of all ages need community too. And so our events and our co-working is all open to any woman that wants to come.
So is this like an adult sorority house and you're going to have like husbands weekends where we're allowed to visit and stuff? Or like, what are the rules? Like obviously you own the place, so I got to pass today, but would I be allowed back like next Tuesday if I just wanted to walk in here?
You can come down to the lobby.
Okay. Drop off some food for everybody.
Yep.
Blow kisses and get the fuck out, right?
So I have tried to, get my husband on board with hosting some dad collective things and doing some like
Do you guys
guys
have
night
that name
out.
registered now? Did you learn?
We're not going to
Travis,
register
get on
that.
that, dog.
Yeah, but like we had for a birthday party a couple weeks ago, we had a golf simulator here.
Oh, no way.
So like hosting like bourbon tastings and maybe some cigar rolling and whatever else you guys like to do,
Stuff.
Whatever stuff.
You could honestly put an Xbox in a corner. And
we have several of the dads of the women that are, or husbands of the women that are here that are all on board with, watching football games and basketball games. And we're going to get one of those blow up projectors for the back and things like that.
So put it in the back so kids can play on the playground. The moms could hang out on the inside. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't tell your insurance agent that.
Yep. Jordan,
they
if
rent
you're listening.
it and the third party is licensed and insured.
Yep.
Jordan,
did you hear that? We do not own Bounce House.
They do not own it.
And what else? Yeah, so we do family days. So we had Little Pirates at Paloma, and so the dads were there too. And then we're going to host some things for husband and wife. So we're going to do like date night in. So we'll have the nannies on site here to watch your kids.
Nice.
We'll set up catered dinners, and so you can have a babysitting service while enjoying a romantic dinner with your significant other too.
So I'm just going to pitch it. We need this in Miami. So if you're looking for expansion or anything,
it's on the radar.
Got some LoopNet parameters I could share with you. I've already just hunted them down already for you.
Love that.
But yeah, I 100% agree. Like one of the things my wife wants to do is hang out with more moms, right? Yeah. And she's been talking about it and wanting that because it is easy. I like to say about everything, misery loves company, right? And not to say that being a mom is misery, but it takes a lot, right?
Yeah.
It takes everything, mentally, physically. My wife looks like an absolute smoke show right now because she's doing so much with a 5-month-old, right? And she was a smoke show before, but Dolly girl. And, so she has this desire to form more of a community and hang out. And I feel as though when she came to me with the idea originally of like, oh, hey, I want to do like this class. It's like a postpartum mom class, but it's not for the babies. Do you think you can watch the baby? I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like she has done so much. I feel as though like the ladies that have done so much deserve a place, a home where either it's a retreat for them or a place to meet up with their kids or other women in kind of the same chapter of their lives, right?
Yeah, and that, that sentiment is what drove Paloma House was that, yes, we do a lot of things for moms and their kids, and we have the playhouse downstairs, but the root of everything that I wanted to build here wasn't for the kids. It was for the women and for the moms. Because I feel like, in most major cities, you've got like your, kid meetup places and you go to the playground, you do all these things, but there's very little out there that's just for her. Sure. And that's what I wanted to really showcase here is that you're that girl. Yeah. And you can come and go to happy hour. And even if you don't partake in happy hour, you go to book club and you have your charcuterie making class and you get to enjoy just being around other women without a care in the world.
Yeah, the moment I realized like this was kid friendly, but not about the kids is when I saw that you spray painted the little carts or painted them. Because instead of being the little kitty push carts that are red and yellow, they're aesthetically tan and white.
They're tan and black. Yeah.
Tan and black. Yeah. I mean, they look, honestly,
everything's a vibe.
They're going to knock off that design and start selling it real soon.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I got little lemon logos for the doors and Paloma license plates.
License plates. Perfect.
Yeah. Because I wanted everything here, no knock to Primary Colors, but I wanted everything to be aesthetic.
You did enough of that in first grade.
Yeah. I mean, even the Playhouse it's a vibe in there.
That is.
It's a tropical vibe.
And we're going to throw in some B-roll so you guys can definitely see and experience it for yourself. Yeah. But it's nothing like being here, feeling it. I could tell that this is your culmination of years of experience of businesses, of different types of ventures, all kind of culminating in one place. So talk to us now. You haven't officially opened, but you guys have kind of started. You haven't grand opened, but you've opened.
Yep.
So talk to me about like early struggles. You guys have been open for how long officially now?
We officially opened the doors on January 5th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're in week 5 now.
Not that you're counting.
Not that I'm counting. I have gotten a little bit more sleep this last week, which is great. And we've had a lot of lessons learned over the first month. We're very fortunate that we did do pre-sale in advance. So we had several of the moms that had already signed up for the play care and they had the co-working membership. So we had, a bunch of people already here on day one. It wasn't like grassroots efforts from day one. We already had memberships.
But I mean, you say that you like soft launched membership. You thought of this in August. Mm-hmm. You went under contract to purchase when?
Sometime in September.
And then closed when?
January 6th, actually.
You closed January 6th?
Yeah, so we got the... I know. So what the government shutdown did really impact a lot of the SBA loan and then my commercial loan.
That's right, because we have like I said, they didn't renew the government.
Yeah, so that pushed back our closing timeline. So we were supposed to close in December, but instead I leased for the month of December. And then much to Travis's disappointment and stress, we had to front the money for everything in here and then pay it all off. Gotcha. And then when we closed, we got the loan. Yeah. So that was also a really stressful part about opening this, is because there was obviously 2 acres of space and furnishing and a lot of contractor work got done. And so there was a lot of upfront costs. But that closing day was really, really cool.
Awesome. Well,
it was really cool. Thank you. Thank you.
And as you were touring me through the property, I could see your power design days kind of came through. You were telling me where you ran all the conduit for future lighting and electrical. So how much has like the power design been a community for you? I know Travis still works there.
Yep.
I saw a pallet of tools out there. They're the wrong color in my opinion, but if you guys like DeWalt, that's cool. Like how much support has that prior business giving you, that prior experience, and then the friends and family that you've made there impacted here at Paloma House?
Hugely. So I did Leadership St. Pete, which is run through the Chamber of Commerce, and I did that in 2022. And Power Design actually sponsored me to go through that program. And because of that program, I met all of the people that helped make this what it is today. The woman that helped me close on the loan.
You met her through there?
Met her through there. Yep. And we're very close friends. And the muralist, the logo was a connection from Leadership St. Pete. And so that was a huge piece that Power Design gave me, was that community. And then not only that, but the women that were on my team and that, were my managers and my directors and my mentors have all been incredibly supportive of everything that I've done here at Paloma House and through the photography as well. And then the owner's daughter, Lauren, who is one of the C-suite members of Power Design, was a great mentor to me as well when I worked there. And she actually sent me a gift as a congratulations. Yeah, she got some VOOV engraved for me with a Paloma House on it. And she wrote me the loveliest card to just say congratulations. And so it's been really cool to see so many people coming out and supporting what we're doing. And I'm very fortunate.
I think Power Design should have like a corporate event here.
We're working on it.
For something. And, maybe see baby Sophie all grown up.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Awesome.
Something for women in construction, maybe.
I love that. So you just don't stop.
Nope.
Always turning.
Yep.
So perfect transition. What's next? So obviously new business here.
Yeah.
What's the goal? What's the objective? And I already see your those eyes right there. The wheels are spinning. What's next? I know the story doesn't stop here. It's really just the next chapter.
Yeah.
So what's the
plan? So every year I pick a word for the year. And
what was last year's word?
Last year's word, let me go back. So I've had gratitude, joy, growth. Last year's word was elevate.
Ooh,
and
elevate.
so my original goal with the word elevate was to take my photography business and elevate the client experience. And so that was when I got my studio and I created a client closet and really built up that experience for my clients. And so this year's word is rooted.
Rooted.
Yeah. And I picked that one really intentionally because I do want to really plant roots in the Paloma House community and look at what spreading those roots look like. So for me, the next thing throughout this year would be, continue to build this business into what I hope to be successful and supportive space for women, but then to also think, where is the next Paloma House going to open?
305, it's kind of nice down there. We would never have to cancel because of cold weather for a launch.
That's true.
Because we still, stayed in the 40s. It would have been okay.
It might have been all right.
So, if you're looking for a place,
maybe
I got somebody.
I've got a lot of requests. It's all over the country, so we'll see where.
All over the country?
Yeah.
How many DMs are you getting in like a week or a month?
Oh gosh, between social or Instagram and TikTok, we're getting, and emails, we're getting hundreds of DMs asking for, and comments asking for a Paloma House concept in their area. So,
and that's kind of what started your photography business too. Was somebody said, "Hey, those are great pictures. Will you do a shoot for me?"
Yeah.
So I already know where this is going.
Buckle up.
Now Paloma Mansion, Paloma Island,
well,
Paloma
we're not
Resorts
an
and Spas. Oh, well, not that type of island. I know in the news right now, islands have a bad rep, but
they do.
Islands used to be cool. Okay?
They used to be cool.
They used to be cool.
I like Paloma Mansion though.
Maybe you could buy an island cheap now.
Maybe.
All right, Travis, meet with Jorge. I want an island.
Here we go.
Paloma Island.
Financial optimist, Jorge.
Amazing. Well, I know you will achieve it. I wish you nothing but the most. And one of the questions that I'm asking all my guests, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a mom, professionally, personally, everything, financially, what are 3 things that to this day, by all magnitude, you have an amazing measure of success? Mm-hmm. What keeps you up at night? What's on your mind as your head is hitting the pillow?
Oh, goodness. As in positively, negatively, anxiety?
Dealer's choice. Yeah. I mean, give me the dark truth. Are you worried about, the mortgage getting paid? Are you worried about, did I pay that bill? Did payroll get met? Or are you just like, wait, did I turn that light off in the other room? Like what is going through Sophie's head?
So I definitely not anything financial, which is probably people don't want to hear that. That's because my husband doesn't want to hear that. Because for me, I just, I know it'll all work out and it's going to be fine. But for me, I think
the entrepreneur optimism.
Yeah, I know it's going to work and we will put in the work to make it work. Absolutely. It doesn't happen just by showing up. There's a lot of things that go into that. But I think for me, what keeps me up at night is, one, making sure that the client experience is everything that I want it to be. So for me, moms walking in the door, women walking in the door, I want them to feel like they belong here. I want them to feel like they're appreciated and they're accepted and they can show up as they are. And so for me, getting to know each of the people that come through the door is imperative. And I also spend a lot of time getting to know them and their families. And so like this morning was one of our members' birthdays. And so I made sure that she had a birthday gift when she got here. So like that experience is just really important to me. So it's probably the one major thing that keeps me up.
So number 1, customer experience.
Yep. Customer experience and relationships is number 1. I would say my idea brain never shuts off. So if you ask my founding director, Melissa, who is my right-hand gal, my voice memos to her are exhausting. And I will drive and say, here are my drive thoughts for today. And so she is one that keeps me grounded. And when I have an impulsive idea, she kind of ropes me back down a little bit. So I would say ideas just constantly flow.
I find like the best creativity is there. And like, you just wake up and you're like, oh, let me send this email right now.
Yeah. that, or if I've had a couple glasses of wine,
Oh,
the creative juices flow for sure.
I'm a marketing genius.
Oh yeah.
After 2, after 3, it's all trash. Yeah. Throw it away.
Get a couple done and you're good. So client experience. And then my ideas keep me up at night for sure. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I just don't sleep normally. So I think I'm just awake.
They're just thoughts. They're not keeping me awake.
Yeah. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy how we just normalize that our brains are just going a million miles an hour at all times? You're like, I work from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them, right? It's just
but I love every minute of it. I really do. I would say having ADHD is definitely a blessing and a curse for some people. And if you have it, use it to your advantage and
lock in on
run the world.
Good, yeah. So number 3 is baby on the list, or he's good. He's Travis.
Remy is he's my right hand man. He's with me all the time, so
no worries.
He's always on my mind. But
good. Well, I'm glad that you have everything on your mind.
Always.
But also not enough to make the list.
Yeah.
So
I'm an all or nothing kind of girl.
Good.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, again, Paloma House, grand opening, February 22nd, the place to be in St. Pete. Hopefully there's a Paloma House opening somewhere soon in the near future, 305 Miami. But I encourage you guys to come out, moms out there, women out there in the St. Pete area, come meet with Sophie. I mean, you don't even have to join, just meet with this woman. She's truly an inspiration, an amazing open home here. And I'm so glad I've got to witness your journey.
Thank you.
I'm a little sad that I won't be here for the grand. I'm going to try and come back for the grand opening. I was coming here for the grand opening this past weekend. But just truly an amazing job.
Thank
Way
you.
to freaking go. You deserve it all.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that's a wrap.